Well, hello, my friends. I am excited to be here with Brandon Schutt. He's doing something coming up here shortly that I want to share with you about. So, Brandon, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I just kind of learned about you not too long ago, a couple days ago actually, and you are doing something that you're calling running across Nebraska for charity, and I believe four charities are involved. We'll talk about those charities, but how did you let's just talk. Tell me a little bit about you.
So currently I'm a freshman at UNO. I study kinesiology. I've kind of been running my entire life, it feels like, about 5, 6 years now. That's kind of it. That's all I have right now.
Yeah, yeah. So running across Nebraska, is this so you've never done this before?
No.
And what was the inspiration to do this? Because that's kind of, I mean, Nebraska is it's a long state. So
Yeah.
what was the inspiration for this?
So kind of December of 2021, it was kind of just this random thought that I was just like, well, that could be something I could do maybe like 4 years from now, maybe when I'm graduating college. And then kind of as 2022 progressed, it was more or less a thought just why not do it next year?
Hmm.
So I kind of did a lot of research and I was like, I could do it. I'm in really good shape to do so. I have all the tools I need to do it, so why not just go for it over the summer? So I spent about the next year kind of just working on this, getting research done, figuring out who was going to help me out with it. And the training's been great. The people I'm working with are great, and everything should be ready. So I start May 31st.
May 31st. And I think part of that kind of planning of it. Well, first of all, how many miles is it from starting in Omaha to where's your end point?
So we're actually doing it reverse. So we're starting in Big Springs,
Okay,
which
yep.
is like Big Springs, Master, right on the Colorado border. It's 364 miles from Big Springs to Bellevue,
Okay, to Bellevue.
which yeah,
And I'm sure so part of that planning really had to have been like what path are you running?
yeah,
The roads and then the potential stops, the cities you'll be stopping in or the towns you'll be stopping in, correct?
yeah. Luckily it's a random fact, but so essentially all of like the small towns above the interstate, it's almost like a 40-mile gap in between all of them, which is
Really?
exactly
Okay.
what I'm running. Yeah, so 40 miles a day. So it's a really weird thing that most of the towns are split that perfectly in between each other.
Okay. Well, interesting. So, like you said, you're starting on May 31st. It looks like your end date would be you're arriving in Bellevue on June 10th.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Okay. Um, so let's talk about the organizations that you're running for, because that's really important.
Yeah. So I'm running for Make-A-Wish, Nebraska, the Stevens Center, Children's Hospital, and Community Alliance.
And can I ask, I mean, are you related? Do you have why these four organizations? I guess that's the question. Why these four organizations?
So when it came to Children's Hospital, when I was younger, I had a lot of health issues growing up. So I was in and out of Children's Hospital for about the first 3 years of my life. And then when I was in high school, I had terrible knee problems. So I had to get surgery twice at Children's.
Okay.
So Children's was kind of a staple in my life to begin with. When it came to Make-A-Wish, that's kind of, it's kind of, I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm stuttering. I'm so sorry. But when it came to Make-A-Wish, Nebraska, I kind of have connections with them to begin with. So I was just like, yeah, let's work together. It's a good idea. And especially with everything that Make-A-Wish Nebraska does, like it's really good for the community. And when it came to Community Alliance and the Stevens Center, that was kind of something I just did research on because I knew I
Yeah.
wanted to help four charities and I was already at two. So I tried to do something that's more based on mental health, homelessness, and addiction, try and get those three corners to get those
Yeah.
three aspects done. So it was kind of a good idea to try and spread things out, try and reach as much to the community as I could.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what
Yeah.
the goal was.
Yeah. The impact. I mean, the impact you really those four charities. I'm familiar with all of them. I will give a shout out to Make a Wish because it's because of them that we're sitting here today. When I had a
Really?
conversation with them the other day, is that they connected me with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are really four yeah, amazing organizations. So so you said so a year or so ago, or maybe at the beginning of 2022. So how have you been kind of preparing for this? Like just from the running standpoint.
So initially, I'd kind of just run like maybe 10 miles a day. That was like a year ago. Um, and then now I kind of increased my mileage. So essentially, I do about 15 to 20 miles a day, which is
Yeah,
about half of what I'm doing. So I'll usually do when I'm not like in class, I'll kind of just be running around in between my classes, after my classes, whenever I'm not busy, kind of just doing some really slow mileage. And then after I'm done with the day, around like 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I'll actually like go for a quote unquote run. And I'll usually do like 13 to 15.
and how can people yeah, how can people support you? Because are you so you're raising money for these charities?
Yeah. So I made a GoFundMe
Okay.
and I'll make sure to include that link. But unfortunately, GoFundMe is it's a little bit weird. You can only, when it comes to the nonprofit part, you can only raise money for one nonprofit. So I had to put it under the category of raising money for someone else, which kind of sucks. But I'm
Right.
willing to I'm willing to make it a little bit more difficult if it means I can help all of the nonprofits. So I'll just
Absolutely.
have
And
to
I
do it
know,
manually.
yeah, and I know we so that GoFundMe link should be across the bottom of um the screen as we're talking because we've got people that are going to be producing this. So people can go to the GoFundMe page. And do you have a dollar amount that you're thinking? I mean, do you have like what is your dream dollar amount? Do you have one?
Yeah, the goal is $50,000.
Okay.
I feel like that's a pretty reasonable line to
Mhm.
set.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it really helps these four just important organizations, these nonprofits, that, you know, they can do a lot they can do a lot as you break that up into four
Yeah.
between the four organizations. So, and well, anything else you want to add? This was great. I want to encourage everybody to go to the GoFundMe link and yeah, and support your efforts in raising money for these charities. But any final words? Any final words from you? I will have one final word, but any final words
Uh,
from you?
keep up with my social medias. Once it gets
Okay.
closer, we'll actually be posting updates on the road, so should be pretty good. So if that's something you're interested in keeping up with, just check it out.
Okay. Okay, great. I know we're showing your social media how we can connect with you and follow you on this journey. I would then love to have another conversation with you once you are done and to just, you know, find out how it went. I just want to say bravo. What a great, I love, you know, coming up with a new idea, something that does support nonprofits. Also moving your body. So and putting that getting that health and wellness piece in there, Brandon. So congratulations and have fun.
Thank you so much. I will.
Have fun. It'll be interesting to see what kind of weather you potentially might encounter along the way as well.
Oh
So
yeah. Hopefully no tornadoes
yeah,
because I don't want to be swept up.
nope, no, not at all. Oh, I do have one last question before I let you go. Do you have like so do you have a team that's like following you in a car with this or what?
Yeah. So we have an RV. That's kind of what we got through the sponsorship.
Okay.
So thank you, Doug Hutchison from Hutchison Engineering. He's my dad's boss. He's an incredible person. So pretty much loading up the RV with a bunch of my friends who also run. It's about to be around 8 of us.
Okay.
And essentially what they do is there's going to be two of them every 10 miles that run with me. So they kind of swap
Okay.
out pacing
Okay.
and
Yep.
it should be pretty fun. So it's
Okay. Yeah.
essentially just running with my friends as well.
Okay. Well, again, we'll for sure follow you on social media and then um have fun and we'll yeah, I'd love to have a conversation when you get back. So good luck, Brandon, and
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Yeah, thank you. And folks, don't go away. We'll be right back.